Integrating technology for effective teaching and learning. Purposeful strategies for diverse classrooms. Educators and teachers by Daniel Tapia. Course overview. This presentation introduces educators to practical strategies for integrating digital tools to enhance engagement, collaboration, and critical thinking across diverse learning environments. Some of the key focus areas that we're going to be covering today are purposeful technology selection, engagement and collaboration strategies, and adapting tools across educational contexts. Why digital literacy matters. Digital literacy is essential for effective teaching and learning in contemporary and modern classrooms. When technology is used intentionally, it increases access to learning, promotes inclusion, and encourages higher order thinking skills, such as analysis and problem solving. Educators must move beyond simply using technology and instead focus on using it strategically to support meaningful learning experiences. This leads us to the concept of purposeful technology integration. Purposeful integration of digital tools. It involves selecting tools that align with instructional objectives, learner needs, and classroom context. Technology should not be used simply because it's available. Instead, it should enhance instruction and support clear learning outcomes. Educators should consider whether the tools meaningfully improve engagement, understanding, or collaboration. To support purposeful integration, educators must apply clear criteria when selecting digital tools. Criteria for selecting digital tools. When selecting digital tools, educators should consider four primary criteria. First, ease of use. Tools should be intuitive for both instructors and learners. Second, accessibility. Tools should support diverse learning needs and promote inclusion. Third, flexibility. Tools should adapt to various activities and instructional settings. Finally, cost. Tools should be sustainable and scalable within institutional budgets. Let us examine examples of tools that align with these criteria. Google Classroom, example of an effective digital tool. Centralized assignment management, streamlined feedback and grading, and real-time collaboration are possible using this powerful tool. Now, why does it matter? It improves organization and instructional efficiency. Flipgrid, example of an effective digital tool. Student voice and video responses. It also encourages discussion and reflection. At the same time, it builds communication confidence. Why does it matter? It supports engagement and verbal expression. Read and write is another example of an effective digital tool. Text-to-speech and speech-to-text tools are possible. At the same time, vocabulary and comprehension supports. And accessibility features can be found in this tool. Why does it matter? It enhances differentiated instruction. Technology to boost engagement and collaboration. This video demonstrates how digital tools promote participation, collaboration, and active learning. As you observe, consider how technology facilitates student interaction, encourages peer feedback, and increases engagement across instructional settings. This example highlights practical strategies educators can adopt to create more interactive learning environments. Building on these examples, educators can design their own collaborative digital activities using a structured process. Collaborative activity design process. Educators can design effective digital activities by following 5 steps. First, identify a classroom engagement challenge. Second, Select two digital tools that support collaboration. Third, design a structured step-by-step activity plan. Fourth, share the activity for peer feedback. And finally, revise and finalize the activity before implementing it in the classroom. This structured process ensures thoughtful and effective integration. Let's note that a systematic design process enhances instructional effectiveness and learner engagement. Another essential consideration is adapting technology across different instructional contexts. Importance of adaptation across context. Instructional tools must be adapted to suit physical, online, and hybrid learning environments. Strategies that work effectively in traditional classrooms may require modifications when delivered virtually. Educators should evaluate how digital tools can maintain engagement, accessibility, and learning outcomes across instructional formats. The following case study provides a practical example of adaptation in action. Case study: adapting a classroom tool. In this example, a teacher transitioned from using a physical whiteboard for brainstorming to virtual whiteboard during online instruction. The adaptation included a real-time collaboration features and breakout rooms to maintain student interaction. This example demonstrates how thoughtful adaptation preserves engagement and instructional effectiveness across different learning environments. Reflection is another critical component of effective technology integration. Reflective practice encourages educators to evaluate how technology supports learning continuously. Consider how a digital tool currently used in your instruction could be adapted to better serve another learning environment. Ongoing reflection promotes continuous improvement and helps educators refine their technology integration strategies. Let us now assess understanding through a brief knowledge check. Knowledge check. Consider the following question. Which factor is most critical when selecting a digital tool for diverse learners? Accessibility, cost, complexity, or popularity? The correct response is accessibility, as it ensures all learners are meaningfully engaged with instructional materials and activities. This reinforces the importance of inclusive design when integrating technology. We will now review the key takeaways from today's presentation. Key takeaways. Purposeful technology integration enhances learning outcomes and supports diverse learners. Digital tools can increase engagement, collaboration, and critical thinking when used strategically. And finally, adapting technology across learning contexts ensures consistent instructional effectiveness. To conclude, let us summarize the main message of this session. In conclusion, effective technology integration is intentional, learner-centered, and adaptable. By selecting the appropriate tools and designing thoughtful learning experience, educators can create an inclusive and engaging environment in any instructional setting. Thank you for your participation in the multimedia lesson and for your commitment to enhancing teaching and learning through purposeful technology integration.